Welcome back everybody, and thank you for tuning into this video. Today we're switching things up a little bit and taking a look at a handful of pieces, or should I say fossils, that I found the other day. Now, as you can see here, this is the rock I was looking in. It's mainly limestone, but we also have this gray rock that might be another type of limestone or shale. I'm not really sure. And it's got quartz pieces in it here and there, and some really nice crystallized fossils. Now, the reason why I didn't make a fossil hunting video out of this is because I haven't been to this spot in quite some time, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But it turned out to be pretty good. So first up, we'll be taking a look at this rock that has a bunch of different fossils in it. But what sticks out right away is this nice Brachiopod imprint. I mean, just look at that. That is absolutely insane. Got some great detail in it. You'll notice we do have a fracture going through it, so we want to be careful with this rock so this Brachiopod doesn't go anywhere. But aside from that, like I said, we do have a bunch of fossil debris on both sides, but this side definitely has the best looking stuff. You can see brachiopods, you can see bryozoans. I think we have a crinoid around here somewhere, but I forget where it was at. Right in there somewhere. I'll point it out on screen. What else is on here? I thought there was another brachiopod around here. Oh, yep, right here. Right there. Check that out. As we move on, the second rock doesn't seem like much at first, but as you look closer, you realize we have some super crystallized structure. And to be honest, it's still a little bit of a mystery as to what this is. I don't know if it's some type of coral or some type of bryozoan. Either way, it looks really cool. Let's see if there's any more on this rock. I think there was one more. Oh yeah, small one right there. Not as impressive, but still. Pretty cool. Now, I'm still doing research on this stuff, so if anything comes up, a positive ID or just some cool information, I'll go ahead and put out another video. But until then, this is what we got. As you can clearly see, this third piece is not a fossil, but it was the only non-fossil piece we picked up, and that's because it's some nice weathered pyrite. Now the only spot where it really gets golden there is on the top, and the rest of this is pretty well done for. I've thought about seeing if I could clean it up, but I'm not sure what exactly I could use to do that. So for right now, this is going to go in the collection for further research and or a later project. This next piece is probably our best defined fossil of the day. As you can see, we have a Cephalopod fragment, and if you look closely enough, you can see a few of the different segments, but it is relatively hard to see unless this piece is wet. You flip it around, more of the same, and then there's the end of it. I know this piece isn't crazy, but I just really like my cephalopod fossils, so obviously I can't turn down a piece like this. Now right here is another bit of a mystery. I believe we have a Bryozoan fossil, but I'm not completely sure. Whatever it is, you can kind of see the structure as I lay it down right there. It's got a nice V shape to it. And then as we bring it a little closer, if I'm not shaking, you'll notice there's a little bit of structure, but not much to go off of here. it's heavily crystallized, whatever it is. And then as we flip it around, it doesn't get much better. But it does look really cool. Just based off the shape and crystallization, I'm going to put my money on Bryozoan. But let me know what you guys think down below. And then this little guy, or should I say big guy, is my favorite find of the day. We have a well-defined Gastropod. I mean, look at this thing. As I show one of the worst sides, but look at this thing. It's pretty cool. As you can see, we got some Dolomite crystals on the surface, but it's not enough to really affect the look of this fossil. Probably the coolest angle is this right here, as we're looking down from a top view on this Gastropod. Really nice. As we start winding down this video with only 3 more pieces to look at, this rock isn't too impressive, but it has 2 spots of interest. The first one being this nice Bryozoan on the surface. And as we get closer, you can see it even has some detail to offer. So that is super cool. But then as you look on the side here and kind of go up around the top, you'll realize that this whole thing right here, or at least kind of the whitish part of the rock, is some sort of crystallized coral fossil. I don't know if it's a favosite coral, but it's definitely a tabulate coral, which is super cool. And then to follow that piece up, it's kind of the same thing, but more like the first piece I showed you guys. This is that weird crystallized fossil. I suppose this one's in better shape than that one was. As you can see, we got some nice tubes right there along the side. So whatever it is, it's probably some sort of plant fossil, or I don't know. I suppose I should stop just throwing guesses out, but it looks super cool whatever it is. Now, this last piece isn't anything too crazy, but as you can see, it is a horn coral fossil, which I'll always take horn coral fossils, even if they're fragments. But on top of that, once I cleaned it off, I got a nice surprise of some beakite on the surface. Now, I don't find too much of this, but I'm starting to find it more and more often, which is really fascinating to me. As you can see, they just have a really cool looking surface. So I do not mind adding another piece like this to my collection. Anyway, that'll about do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this style of video where it's just relaxed and we're talking about and looking at some cool fossils, let me know down below and I'll definitely make more of these in the future. But until then, stay safe and rock on.